Divorce can be a tough time for kids. Hello and welcome to 18WJTS in.form. Joining me in the studio is Jan Dougan. She is an educator with Purdue Extension in Du Bois County, and she's also one of the instructors in a co-parenting program. We've talked about this before on the show.
Yes, we have.
And that was when it was fairly new. Well, now it's been running for a while.
Yes.
First of all, what is the co-parenting?
Okay, so co-parenting and the co-parenting class that we offer here in the county is for parents who are separating or divorced or going through the process of a divorce. We are partnering with the courts to offer this mandated program, and we are also partnering with TRICAP Social Services here in our county. Through a generous grant, we are able to pay a $50 registration fee that's required for the Co-Parenting for Successful Kids program. And the program is all about helping families transition from the family that they were when there is a divorce in the family to the family that they're going to be in the future.
Well, I think a lot of times we think, well, okay, it's pretty obvious why divorce is tough for kids. I mean, that's tough for everybody. But why is that? What's that like?
So when we think about kids, and that's part of the program, is helping parents, and this, I should say that this Co-Parenting for Successful Kids class is for families going through a divorce that have kids. So if adults don't have kids, they're not required to go through the program. But we focus on the kids, and we focus on the kids because what we've learned from research is that kids go through what you and I would consider a grief process. So when we've lost someone that we've loved, we go through several stages of grief, whether that be anger or denial or maybe even depression that we might experience before we can deal with our feelings and move forward with our lives. And so kids, we find, in the divorce situation go through a similar process in where they experience that anger or denial or the depression or the acting out. There's so many different things that they go through. And the challenge for parents and families that are going through this situation is we find that kids don't do it step by step, so we know what's going to happen first and what's going to happen next. It's kind of like one of those roller coasters in the area where you know you're on this ride and you think things are going better, and then all of a sudden there's acting out maybe that happens, or maybe they want to isolate themselves away from their friends and their peers, or maybe they were performing really well in school and then all of a sudden their grades really drop. So there's so many things that go on, and we try to educate the parents about what might happen, dependent upon, of course, the age and stage the child is in, because a young preschooler will react much differently than a teenager. So we talk about the ages and stages of child development, what kids experience at those age, what's happening to them at those age, and how this change in the family or transition in the family can affect the kids.
You mentioned it's mandated.
It
so
is.
if someone goes to court to become divorced and they have kids, they have to go through this program?
Yes, so our judge requires that people go through the program. Now, we do offer the face-to-face program here in our county. We also are offering that program in Daviess, Gibson, and Pike counties. So every month there are 2 opportunities for individuals to take the class. They could take it on a Saturday during the day, usually in the morning. It's a 4-hour commitment. Or during the month, on the weekdays, we offer it sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the morning, and then sometimes in the evening for 2 sessions of 2 hours each session.
Okay, so they can choose what they'd like to
Yes.
do. And you mentioned $50. Is there a cost to people to do this?
There is in Indiana, there is a registration cost. In other counties that are implementing this program or providing this program through Purdue Extension, and the registration fee is $50. But in our county, we did receive the grant, and so in those 4 counties that I mentioned, so that's Daviess, Du Bois, Gibson, and Pike, in those counties, if you're participating in a face-to-face class, you would not have to pay the registration fee. That will be paid for you through the grant.
Okay, now you say face-to-face class. You could take this class as an online class?
Yes, so the Co-Parenting for Successful Kids class, it is available online too. In our county, specifically in Du Bois County, our judge, you would have to get a waiver from our judge to be able to take the online class. So if you have particular situation, let's say you're not an English speaker, because I can't provide the class in Spanish, the class is available online in Spanish, so you would be able to register and get the face-to-face class waived and take the online class in Spanish. Now the thing about the online program, because I don't have any control over registering for the online program, you would have to pay your $50 to take the online program. But if you contact us and let us know that you've taken it, and at the end of the month we would get a list from the registration office that handles the registration for the online class, and once you've completed the class, we would contact you through TRICAP and let you know that we can reimburse that $50.
Now, this, we're being mandated. I have to do this. It's really none of your business. But
Right.
the whole goal is to have more well-balanced kids.
Right.
Because of this. So it's really, this is for the kids.
Right. And I think any adult would feel that way, Bill, when you're mandated to do something. I have to do it. You go into it with a negative attitude. But I try to talk to those there participating about coming to this class, and that it is for the kids. The focus really is about keeping the child out of the middle and learning about how this transition in the family is affecting the kids. So you have tools in your toolkit that you can prevent some maybe ill things from happening. So we really are hoping that through this, that families transition through the divorce process into a different kind of family, but a family that's a healthy family.
Now, you've done this for some time now because it's not a new program anymore. How do you feel it's going?
I feel like it's going really well. I feel like those that are participating often come to the class feeling like I don't want to be here, but from the evaluations that we have them complete, we're learning that they are learning things and that they feel the class was valuable to them. I think sometimes we just get on automatic pilot, or we get caught up in day-to-day activities and what's going on, and we forget to think about what actions we're doing and what we're saying and how that impacts others. And so this is really just about refocusing on the kids in your family if you're going through a divorce, and how you can help them as a parent transition through this process.
Is there an age that this class is mandated for kids? Or?
You just any kid under the age of 18. So if you have children that are under the age of 18, you would be required to take this class.
What if you have no kids?
Well, if you have no kids, then you're not mandated to take this class. Since the class is focusing on our kids and helping our kids transition through the divorce.
If somebody wants more information on this, do they contact you or through the court system?
Sure. Well, there are flyers that are available at the court system. There's flyers available at the clerk's office. There's flyers available online. There's information from our office, and I can answer any questions if you want to give me a call at the Extension office at 812-482-1782. And I'll be glad to talk with you, or our staff in the office can talk to you. They're well versed in this, and they've been a real support in helping with registration and getting everybody at the right place at the right time.
And this is called CoParenting for Successful Kids.
Yes.
Are you the only instructor? Or is there a multitude?
I am not the only instructor. There are several Purdue Extension educators who are trained to facilitate this class. And so we have a team that's doing it. And that's one of the reasons why we're able, I think, to offer the class twice a month, is because we have so many folks that are willing and are trained to do the class.
Anything else that you would like to add?
Well, I would like to just add that we have talked primarily about divorce and parents that are divorcing, that this class would be for them. But let's say maybe you're a grandma and you're caring for one of your grandchildren because someone's in the military or someone's incarcerated, or maybe they're just not able right now to care for that child. This might be a great class for you to take also, just to learn about how these tools for your toolkit, about how we can communicate better with family members, the ages and stages of kids, what they go through and how they develop, and how they go when there is a separation, that grief process that they go through. It's not just during a divorce that kids can go through that process. So it could be helpful. But, if people listening or watching today and are wondering, just give us a call at the Extension office and we'll be glad to answer your questions.
Jan, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Our guest has been Jan Dougan. She is the educator with Purdue Extension in Du Bois County, telling you about the CoParenting for Successful Kids program. Jan, thanks for coming in. Thank you for watching WJTS. We are local people watching local people.